I wasted my 20s on you, she said before moving in with him. So I blocked her and left the state. She showed up at my engagement party begging for another chance. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. I came home 3 days early from a work trip to surprise Vanessa. We'd been together for 6 years since we were 23, and I'd been thinking about proposing soon. I had the ring already, custom made. Exactly what she described years ago when we talked about getting married someday. The apartment was quiet when I opened the door. Not empty quiet, tense quiet. Vanessa was in our bedroom packing a suitcase. Not the small one she used for weekends, the big one. The one we'd bought together for our trip to Europe that we'd been saving for. Hey, I said from the doorway, what's going on? She jumped, spun around. For a second she looked guilty. Then her face hardened into something I'd never seen before. Irritation, like I'd interrupted something important. You're back early, she said flatly. Meetings wrapped up faster than expected. I wanted to surprise you. I stepped into the room, looking at the suitcase, at the clothes she was folding with deliberate care. Where are you going? She sighed. Actually sighed like I was being difficult. Marcus, we need to talk. Those 4 words, I felt my stomach drop. Okay, I said carefully. Let's talk. She kept packing, wouldn't look at me. I'm moving out. I've been meaning to tell you, but the timing was never right. Moving out? What do you mean moving out? Did something happen? Are you okay? I'm fine, more than fine, actually. She zipped up a makeup bag. I've been seeing someone else. The words hit me like physical objects. I actually took a step back. What? Dylan. From work. Well, not my work. He's in pharmaceutical sales. We met at that networking event 4 months ago. Remember when I came home late that Thursday? 4 months. For months. For months you've been cheating on me. Don't say it like that. We grew apart. Marcus, you have to have felt it too. I didn't feel anything wrong. I thought we were happy. I stopped, trying to organize thoughts that were scattering like dropped papers. Why didn't you just talk to me? If you were unhappy, we could have worked on it. We could have gone to counseling or... Oh my God, Marcus, counseling? She laughed, actually laughed. That's so like you. Your solution to everything is to process it to death. Talk about it until it makes sense. Some things don't make sense, some things just are. Vanessa, we've been together for 6 years. 6 years, you don't just throw that away without even trying. I'm not throwing anything away. She finally looked at me. Her eyes were cold, distant. I wasted my 20s on you. Looking at you now, I don't even recognize the girl who thought you were worth it. The words hung in the air between us. I couldn't speak, couldn't process what I'd just heard. She kept going. Do you know what my friends say when we all get together? When they're talking about their boyfriends taking them to Miami, to Cabo, on spontaneous weekend trips? I have to talk about how we're saving for a house, how we stay in on Saturdays to meal prep for the week. Do you know how pathetic that sounds? We agreed to save for a house. You said you wanted... I said what I thought I wanted at 23. I'm 28 now, Marcus. I'm not the same person. And frankly, neither are you. Except you kind of are, that's the problem. I don't understand what you're saying. I'm saying we go to bed at 10 p.m. on Saturdays. Dylan actually knows how to have fun. He's spontaneous. He's exciting. When I'm with him, I feel like I'm in my 20s, not cosplaying as someone's suburban wife in training. Each word was a cut, clean and precise. You told me last month you loved our life, I said quietly. I was lying to myself, or maybe to you. I don't know anymore. But I'm done pretending this is enough. You're planning for a future I don't even want. A house in the suburbs, kids by 30. Marcus, I'm suffocating. I need more than this. More than you. I stood there watching her pack, watching 6 years get folded into a suitcase like it was nothing, like I was nothing. So that's it, you're just leaving. Dylan's picking me up in 20 minutes. I'll come back for the rest of my stuff next week when you're at work. I think it's easier that way. Easier for who? She didn't answer, just kept packing. I walked to the living room, sat on the couch we'd picked out together at IKEA. Assembled together at midnight because we couldn't wait. I heard her moving around in the bedroom, heard her phone buzz, heard her laugh at something. She was texting him while I sat 15 feet away. 20 minutes later, she rolled her suitcase through the living room. I didn't look up. "I'll text you about when to get my stuff," she said. I didn't respond. "Marcus, don't be like this. We can be adults about it." I looked at her then, really looked at her, and realized I was looking at a stranger. "Get out, Vanessa." "Excuse me." "You heard me. Get out." She opened her mouth to say something, thought better of it, and left. I went to the window, watched a silver Audi pull up, watched Dylan get out. Tall, tan, expensive haircut. Watched him hug her, kiss her, load her suitcase into his trunk like he'd done it 100 times before. Watched them drive away. Then I sat in the dark for 3 hours. Not moving, not thinking, just existing in the space between who I was that morning and whoever I was going to have to become. The next day I called in sick. Not sick, devastated. But I told my boss I had food poisoning. I started packing systematically, methodically. Everything that was mine went into boxes. Everything that was hers I left exactly where it was. I called the landlord, explained the situation. He was surprisingly understanding. Said his wife had done something similar to him years ago. Let me break the lease with 60 days' notice. I called my friend Alex. "Hey man, I need a favor. Can I crash at your place for a while?" "Of course, everything okay?" "Vanessa left me for someone else. I'll explain later." "Jesus, yeah, absolutely. Come over whenever." I packed my car, took one last look at the apartment, at the life I'd thought I was building. Then I left my key on the counter and walked out. At Alex's place, he tried to get me to talk about it. To rage, to cry, to do something. "You're being too calm about this, Marcus. It's weird." "What do you want me to do?" "I don't know. Be pissed, get drunk, key his car, something." "What's the point?" "The point is she cheated on you for 4 months and then said you wasted her 20s. The point is that's up." "Yeah," I said, "it is." But I didn't feel angry. I felt hollow, like someone had scooped out everything inside me and left just the shell walking around. The next day, I blocked Vanessa's number. Blocked her on Instagram, Facebook, everything. Didn't send a message, didn't explain, just blocked. Then I deleted the apps from my phone entirely. I didn't want to know what she was posting. Didn't want to see her and Dylan living the exciting life she'd left me for. Didn't want to torture myself with evidence of how replaceable I'd been. I went to work, came home, went to the gym, came home, repeat. After a week, Alex mentioned that Vanessa was posting constantly with Dylan. Fancy restaurants every night. They went to Nashville last weekend. She's posting a lot, like she's proving something. "Good for her," I said. "You don't want to see?" "No, you don't even care." "I don't know what I feel, Alex. But looking at her being happy with him isn't going to help me figure it out." 2 months passed in the blur. Work, gym, sleep. I was functioning. That was about all I could say. Then my boss called me into his office. "Marcus, we're opening a new division in Seattle. I want you to head the project management team. It's a promotion. Senior PM, substantial raise, full relocation package." "Seattle? That's across the country. I know it's a big move, but I think you're ready for it. And honestly, you seem like you could use a fresh start." He didn't say he knew about Vanessa, but he knew. Office gossip travels fast when you work with your girlfriend's former co-workers' friends. When would I start? 6 weeks, is that enough time? I thought about it for exactly 3 seconds. "Yeah, I'll do it." That night I felt something other than numbness for the first time in weeks. Not happiness, not excitement, but something like possibility. I was getting out. Seattle was cold and gray and perfect. Nobody knew me. Nobody knew my story. Nobody looked at me with pity or asked carefully neutral questions about how I was holding up. I threw myself into work, 12-hour days, weekends at the office. My team was new. The projects were challenging, and for the first time in months I felt like I was actually present in my own life instead of watching it happen to someone else. I joined a new gym, started rock climbing, picked up photography on weekends. Not because I was trying to become a new person, just because I could. Because there was no one telling me we needed to save money. No one rolling their eyes when I spent money on myself. 5 months after the breakup, I got a text from an unknown number. "Hey, can we talk?" I stared at it. Knew immediately it was Vanessa. She must have gotten my new number from someone. Probably Alex. I didn't respond. The next day, I know you're getting these. The day after that, you could at least respond. We were together for 6 years. Then, Dylan and I are taking a break. I've been thinking about everything. Then, I made some mistakes. Can we just talk, please? I read each one. Felt nothing. Deleted them. Changed my number the following week. 2 months later, Alex called. Dude, I ran into Vanessa yesterday. Okay. She looks rough, man, like really rough. She asked about you. What did you tell her? That you moved to Seattle and you're doing well. Was that okay? It's fine. What else did she say? She said Dylan dumped her. Said she found out he was seeing other girls the whole time they were together. Said she moved back in with her parents. She was crying. It was actually kind of sad. That's rough, I said, and meant it the same way I'd mean it hearing about a stranger's bad luck. That's it? That's all you've got? What do you want me to say, Alex? I don't know. Something. She destroyed you and now she's destroyed. I feel bad for her, but that's not my problem to solve. She asked for your number. Don't give it to her. I didn't, but Marcus, she's really messed up. I think she realizes what she lost. Good. Maybe that's what she needed to realize. A week later, my phone rang. Different number. I answered, thinking it was work. Marcus, please don't hang up. Vanessa's voice, shaking, crying. How did you get this number? I called your office, told them I was your sister and it was a family emergency. Please, I just need to talk to you. I should have hung up, should have blocked this number too. But something kept me on the line. Not hope. Curiosity, maybe. I'm listening. I made a mistake. A huge mistake. Marcus, Dylan wasn't who I thought he was. He was seeing other women the whole time. He never took me seriously. I was just something fun for him. I'm sorry that happened to you. I've been thinking about us, about what we had. I threw away something real for something fake. I see that now. Okay, that's all you're going to say? What do you want me to say, Vanessa? I want you to say you forgive me. I want you to say we can try again, that we can fix this. I'm seeing someone. Silence. Long enough that I thought she'd hung up. You're what? I'm seeing someone. Her name is Sarah. We met through work. It's been 10 months. Marcus, you left me for someone you'd been with for 4 months. 10 months seems reasonable. This is different. We were together for 6 years. You can't just replace that. I'm not replacing anything. I'm moving forward with someone you barely know. I know her well enough. She's kind. She's honest. She doesn't make me feel like I'm not enough. Marcus, please. I know I hurt you. I know I said terrible things, but I was confused. I was scared of settling down. I thought I wanted something else, but I didn't. I wanted you. I've always wanted you. You wanted me after everything else fell apart. That's not the same thing. So that's it? After everything we had, 6 years means nothing to you? You said you wasted your 20s on me. I decided not to waste my 30s on someone who thought that. I paused. I don't think about you anymore, Vanessa. That's not true. That can't be true. It is. I hope you figure out what you want, but it's not going to be with me. Take care of yourself. I hung up, blocked the number, sat there for a minute waiting to feel something. Guilt, regret, satisfaction. I just felt tired. Months later, Vanessa's mom called. I almost didn't answer, but some old reflex kicked in. I'd always liked her mom. Marcus, honey, it's Patricia. Hi, Patricia. How are you? I'm all right. Listen, I know this is awkward, but I wanted to talk to you about Vanessa. I don't think that's a good idea. She's really struggling, Marcus. She made a mistake, a terrible mistake. But we all thought you two were perfect together. She's realized what she lost. She just needs a chance to make it right. With respect, Patricia, that's not my responsibility anymore. She needs closure. Marcus, you just disappeared. You blocked her. You won't talk to her. That's not fair. She got exactly what she wanted. She left me for someone else. She told me she wasted 6 years with me. I think that's all the closure either of us needed. She didn't mean those things. She was confused maybe, but she said them and I believed her. You're being cruel. I'm being honest. I hope Vanessa finds what she's looking for. I really do. But it's not going to be with me. Take care, Patricia. I ended the call. The next week, her best friend Hannah messaged me on LinkedIn. Apparently one of the few platforms I hadn't blocked her on. You're being really cold. She knows she messed up. Everyone makes mistakes. The Marcus I knew would have at least given her a chance to apologize properly. I blocked her too. Then came the email. Long, single-spaced, sent at 2:47 a.m. It started apologetic. How she'd made the biggest mistake of her life. How she thought about me every day. How she'd give anything to go back and make different choices. Then it turned. How I'd given up so easily. How I'd never fought for us. How I'd just disappeared like 6 years meant nothing. How I was cold, emotionless. How maybe she'd been right. Maybe I'd never really loved her at all because someone who loved her would have fought to get her back. It ended with, I guess I was right. You never really loved me anyway. You just loved the idea of me. The moment I stopped being convenient, you erased me. Maybe Dylan was a mistake, but at least he actually felt something. I read it twice, then I deleted it. Felt absolutely nothing. 2 years after Vanessa walked out, I got invited to Jake's wedding. Jake was my buddy from college. One of the few people who'd stayed consistently in touch after I'd moved to Seattle. You should bring Sarah, he said over the phone. I want to meet this woman who's got you smiling again. I'll ask her, where's the wedding? Hartford. That's my hometown. Yeah, haven't been back in a while. Well, it'll be good to see you, man. Fair warning, though. Vanessa's invited. She was Rachel's roommate in college. I wanted to give you a heads up in case that's weird. I paused, waited for the tightness in my chest. The anxiety, something. It's fine, that was a long time ago. You sure? Yeah, I'm sure. And I was. Sarah and I flew out the weekend of the wedding. She'd met most of my Seattle friends, but this would be her first time meeting people from my old life. Are you nervous? She asked on the plane. About seeing Vanessa? Not really, not even a little. Honestly, I'm more nervous about you meeting Jake. He's going to tell you embarrassing stories about me from college. She squeezed my hand. I already know you're a dork. Your college friend can't make it worse. This was what I hadn't known I was missing. Easy, comfortable. Someone who made me laugh without trying. Someone who chose me every single day. The engagement party was the night before the wedding. Open bar, fancy venue, all of Jake and Rachel's friends mixing together. Sarah looked incredible. Black dress, hair done, smiling at everyone like she'd known them for years. I didn't see Vanessa at first, wasn't looking for her. Then I went to get drinks and she was there at the bar, alone. She looked diminished. That was the only word for it. Thinner, tired. Her dress looked expensive but somehow wrong on her, like she was wearing a costume. She saw me. Her face did something complicated. Hey, Marcus. I turned, genuinely surprised. Vanessa, hi. Silence, awkward and heavy. You look good, she said finally. Thanks, you too. How have you been? Good, busy with work, you? I'm okay. Better than I was. I'm actually doing PR for a startup now. It's small, but it's something. That's good. More silence. I got my drinks from the bartender. Is that? She nodded towards Sarah, laughing with Jake across the room. My fiancée, Sarah, we're getting married in the fall. I watched her face, watched something in it break. Oh, wow, congratulations. Thank you. That was fast. 2 years isn't that fast. Right, of course, I just meant... She stopped. I wanted to say I'm sorry for how things ended, for what I said. I was really awful to you. It was a long time ago. Was it really? Sometimes it feels like yesterday. Do you ever think about us? She asked quietly. About what we could have been. I looked at her, really looked at her, tried to find something, some echo of what I'd once felt. Not really, I said honestly. That person you dated doesn't exist anymore. I think about it all the time. About you. About how stupid I was. You made a choice, we both did. But do you forgive me? I thought about it. Yeah, I said. I forgive you, but that doesn't change anything. It could. No. Why not? Forgiving you doesn't mean I want you back. It means I stopped carrying what you did to me. That's for me, not for you. Sarah appeared at my side. Hey, babe. Jake wants to do a toast. She smiled at Vanessa. Hi, I'm Sarah. They shook hands. Good to see you, Vanessa. Take care of yourself. I took Sarah's hand and walked away, didn't look back. That night, Sarah asked me about it. That was her, wasn't it? Yeah. She's still in love with you. I know. Does that feel good, like revenge? No, it just feels sad for her, but not for you. Not for me, not anymore. She kissed me. good because you're stuck with me now. Lucky me, I said and meant it. The next day was the wedding. I was a groomsman, so I was busy most of the day. I saw Vanessa sitting at a table on the bride's side during the ceremony, saw her watching me during the reception. I danced with Sarah, laughed with Jake, gave a speech about friendship and how finding the right person is worth the wait. I never looked at Vanessa once, not out of spite, not out of some calculated power move. I just didn't think about her. Later, I was outside getting air when she found me. Marcus, please, just one more minute. I sighed. Vanessa, you said you forgave me. Can you just listen? Really listen? Okay, 1 minute. I know I don't deserve another chance. I know I said unforgivable things, but I need you to understand. I was terrified. Terrified of getting married young and having regrets. Terrified of never experiencing anything else. And Dylan represented all of that. He was the opposite of you. Exciting, dangerous, new. I understand that. Do you? Because I need you to know that leaving you was the worst decision I ever made. Every single day since has been worse than the one before. I lost you. I lost our future. I lost myself, and you just moved on like it was easy, like I was nothing. It wasn't easy, and you weren't nothing. But I couldn't stay in love with someone who saw me as a waste of time. I didn't mean it. Yes, you did. Maybe you regret it now. But in that moment, you meant every word. So what? I'm just supposed to live with that forever? Knowing I destroyed the best thing in my life? You're supposed to learn from it and find someone who makes you feel the way Sarah makes me feel. What if there isn't anyone else? What if you were it? Then you'll be alone. And I'm sorry if that's the case. But Vanessa, I spent my 20s building a life with you. You told me those years were wasted, so I spent my 30s building a life I actually chose. A life with someone who thinks time with me is anything but a waste. She'll never know you like I did. You're right. She knows me better. She knows who I actually am, not who I was trying to be for someone who didn't appreciate it. Vanessa was crying now, full-on crying. I can't accept this. I can't accept that it's really over. It's been over for 2 years. You're the only one who hasn't accepted it. Because I love you. No, I said gently. You love the security I represented. You love the idea of not having to face what you did. But you don't love me. You don't even know me anymore. That's not fair. None of this is fair, Vanessa. You leaving wasn't fair. You cheating wasn't fair. You telling me I wasted your 20s wasn't fair. But it happened. And we both had to figure out how to live with it. I'm sorry you're still struggling. I really am. But I can't fix that for you. Sarah appeared in the doorway. Marcus, Jake's about to cut the cake. Coming? I looked at Vanessa one last time. I hope you find what you're looking for. I really do, but it's not me. It hasn't been me for a long time. I walked back inside, took Sarah's hand, joined my friends at the cake table. Through the window, I could see Vanessa standing alone in the dark, watching. Sarah leaned into me. You okay? Yeah, I said, and I was. The next morning, we flew back to Seattle. Back to our apartment with the view of the Sound. Back to our life together. Back to something real. People ask me sometimes if I ever got closure with Vanessa. If I ever got to say what I needed to say. I did, but not in the way they think. The closure wasn't in any conversation. It was in the moment I stopped needing her to understand. Stopped needing her to apologize. Stopped needing her at all. She thought she wasted her 20s on me. Maybe she did. But I didn't waste my 30s mourning someone who never deserved the best years of my life in the first place. That's the thing about people who leave you for someone else. They want to believe you'll fall apart, that you'll never find better, that they were your peak. The best revenge isn't making them regret it. It's building a life so good that you forget to care whether they regret it at all. Vanessa thought she was my story, the great love, the one that got away. But she was just my lesson. Sarah's my story, and it's a story I actually chose. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.